So Jody, tell us what is going on over at Pal Diabetes Learning Center.
Well, November is Diabetes Awareness Month. We started that this past week with some classes and some programs. And then on the 13th of November, that will be our World Diabetes Day celebration.
Okay, and that's Friday the 13th.
That's Friday the 13th.
That's a great way to remember it. Okay, Friday
and
the 13th.
And I've been telling everyone I'm not any more scary on that day than I am any other day of the week, so come on out. We have, in the past, we have celebrated this as not only an educational day, but also just a recognition of not only diabetes awareness, possibly finding a cure for diabetes, and then incorporating, the folks that have been living with the challenges day to day for 10 years, 11 years, 20 years, 25 years. I mean, we have some folks out there that have really surpassed a lot of not only medical odds and things, but have kept themselves in check, intact, kept their diabetes in control. And it's just it's a day to celebrate, and that's what we do.
You're going to do a breakfast like last year?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yes, we're going to be having a breakfast to start out the morning, and our diabetes support vendors, which will be some insulin companies. We'll have some insulin pump companies, some updates from other medical companies, and then some of our local support here too. I know a couple of our foot doctors are going to be there.
Oh, great.
Some of the medical supply places here in Mountain Home.
Yeah.
So not only nationally, but also local folks that have a lot of different diabetes patients, and then resources.
I was
and
just going to say, find out what resources are here for you.
That's what we're really aiming to bring, and we have, for the past, I think, 12 years, we've had some sort of large-scale program, and it just never ceases to amaze me that not only do some of our regular folks come back, but we keep getting more and more new folks that don't know or aren't aware of what kind of services Mountain Home offers. So we want to make sure that everybody knows about that. Again, that's going to be coming up on Friday the 13th. And it's going to be at the Lagerborg Dining Room. That's the large dining room over by the cafeteria.
Inside the hospital,
Inside BRMC. There's parking over around that side of the hospital as well, so that's easy enough to get in over there. And it's going to start at 7 a.m. because what better way to start the day?
Sure, breakfast is the way. And I bet this is a menu that Miss Jan Halligan, a registered dietitian, has put together for everybody.
She is going to be working on and promoting and doing some things a little bit differently this year. Last year we had several different choices and different options. This year we have sort of a theme going with our food choices, so even more fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to give away the surprise.
I was going to say, you can't share with us. It's going to be a surprise. You cannot find out what it is unless you come to this breakfast on Friday the 13th.
Come to the program. But all throughout the day we'll have obviously breakfast, but then we'll also be having some different snacks, sampling some different foods and food items. And it's all evolved around this one theme that we're going with.
And this is all free.
Yes, this program is our way of giving back to the community. Obviously, we still see so many patients that have either no insurance or very minimal insurances, and so this is a way that even if they haven't had diabetes education before, someone can come out, or even a family member, and we get that a lot also. Most people, want to help their family, and it is and has become a family dynamic with the food, the nutritional choices, all of the different aspects of diabetes management include your family. And so I have a lot of ladies that have been calling me, well, my husband has diabetes, can I come? Or, my grandkid is coming, can I come and learn more about? And absolutely.
Absolutely, that's exactly who it's designed for. Come on out and learn more, get yourself educated.
And it's such a great day. The kids will be there in the morning. We have a large group of children with diabetes in this area and the surrounding areas, and so of course they're going to come and join us for breakfast, celebrate, and then they're going to go off to school, leave us with our adult education, and so we'll spend the rest of the day focusing more on the adult side. And it's just a great way to get everybody together,
And learn more about diabetes. I know your students, a few that were at the annual health fair last year, there's absolutely, most of them have insulin pumps, and they were more than happy to explain to anyone that would listen. They were wonderful, because to them it's just a way of life, and this is how you do it, and they were wonderful about educating adults and people in their classrooms. I mean, they are outgoing,
amazing,
kids.
and they have such a great attitude. And I think that's what drives a lot of us adults, is we see that attitude, we see that engagement with them. These are kids that are checking their own blood sugars at school and taking their insulins and utilizing their insulin pumps. One of my patients is 14, and she's had diabetes for 11 years. It will be 11 years November the 30th. And so what a way to celebrate, you know, and she's doing great. You know, this child takes dance classes and she plays sports.
Say, no limitations.
There's no difference in her life and anybody else's, and that's what it's really all about, is making sure that people understand. Even adults with diabetes, new onset, I think, become a little bit frightened.
There goes my whole world. I won't be able to ever eat a sweet again. I won't be able to do this. I won't be able to do that.
Go out with my friends, meet up with the girls. There's just so many different aspects, and Jan and I work really hard, and Leslie, she helps us too, making sure that people understand that this is not a come down here and we're going to beat up on you and we're going to tell you all the things that you've done wrong. It's a, how can we help make this lifestyle choice and change and just incorporate it into what you're already doing. And that's, you know, that's what it's about. That's chronic disease management, you know, and the biggest hiccup I think a lot of people have is that first frightened step of, okay, now I've figured out this is what's going on, now I've got to do something about it. And that can be a big challenge for a lot of people. Lots of different exciting things though, and I am going to do, my portion of the program is going to be doing some updates on the new medications and the new technology, and that's really exciting.
All the time, isn't it?
Sure.
Just
and
blink and it's changed. Yeah.
And getting better and getting more compatible and worldwide, as far as this is the way we're moving with diabetes care. This is the way our physicians are looking at aggressively treating diabetes. And we have a great team. We have a great group of physicians here. I know we don't have an endocrinologist in Mountain Home, and that's something I get a lot of phone calls about as well. But we have such involved primary care physicians, and then working together with them, it all comes together with that patient focus.
Absolutely.
And that's where anybody, I say, bring it on, anybody else that's not from Mountain Home, because they, you know, I know that we're not big city, but I know that we have big city care here, and that makes a big difference. It really does.
And you won't find a lot of, like, the Rappel Diabetes Learning Center. You don't find that even in big cities.
No.
Sometimes there may be, I know that I was in one big city and it was like, we have, you know, we've got the Pikes Cancer Support House, Rappel Diabetes Learning Center, the Muruck Family Education Center on Aging, and the Schliemann Center for Women's Health Education. So we've got 4 right in a row, and our integrative medicine is there as well. We've got all of those right in a row. You'll go to some of the big cities and they'll say, oh yeah, we have cancer. But do you have diabetes? No, we haven't gone that far. Or it literally, in one case, it was an office. It was a little bitty room.
Sure.
And they didn't do anything near what I know you all do over at the house as far as education goes and the classes and
and the community support here to the community from the hospital and from the community back to the hospital, I think, is unmatched. And that's what makes a big difference between Mountain Home and big city, because we see that people in this area care not only about their own health, but we care about our neighbors, and we want to give back and make sure that, you know, Mr. Jones down the street is taken care of just as much as we are.
Correct.
And that to me speaks volumes, you know, and I feel very fortunate. I grew up in this area and have always had that small town camaraderie, but I know folks moving in from other places are just astounded, and they say,
which is why they move here.
That is right, exactly.
Exactly.
Hey, nobody retires and moves up north, so. That's the truth.
That is the truth. That's a great way to put it.
And it is. It's a great, it's a good time to be involved as far as the outpatient side of things goes, and as far as healthcare goes. We're moving more and more toward that patient-driven healthcare. You know, you as my patient, what can I do for you, as opposed to waiting until, or putting that, you know, effort into education and support, as opposed to letting things drag on until you are sick and you are in the hospital. And that's a big step. That's a big step in the right direction.
Yeah, the faster you can start addressing it, the better off you'll be. I'm thinking back to last year's breakfast, and you were talking about it's not something just real solemn and kind of not doom and gloom, but just all serious. This is what it's going to be: educate, educate, educate. I'm thinking last year I could barely hear myself think, because people were having so much fun with their, you know, talking to all the people that were there, and it was packed. The Lagerborg was absolutely packed, which is why they need to call you and reserve a space.
Absolutely, because we are getting close to capacity now. I think we can take about 125 in there. And so if you do want to join us and you haven't called yet, please let us know. Get your call in. You can even leave us a message on our voicemail. That's fine too. And we just need a name and a phone number so that we can contact you back and let you know. But our extension there at the Diabetes Center is 508-1765. So make sure that you call us if you haven't already. And if you want to come, or you know somebody else that may want to come, go ahead and let us know. Because we do plan very close to the numbers, make sure that we have plenty of food,
for everybody.
And then we also want to extend that invitation, like I said, to the family members, and that's what it's about. We'll have several families there, again, with our kids with type 1 diabetes, and these kids, they bring their brothers and sisters, and I mean, because it is, they include them in their diabetes decisions and also their care. And I even have a patient who called me last night and said, you know, can I bring my mom? Well, she's a pharmacist, and so they just want to include and have everybody, you know. And I was a little intimidated. I thought, oh goodness.
Oh, never, never. Jody, we need to take a short break. We will be right back to learn more about World Diabetes Day and what's going on at the Lagerborg Dining Room to celebrate it.